Hi everyone, thank you for joining our Sport Live Q&A. I'm going to now hand it over to our lecturers to answer any of your questions.
Hi everybody, so my name's Andy. I'm the manager of sport and uniform public services at SMB Group. We've also got Greg with us today. Greg is the director at Future Elite, which is our football pathway. Which what I'll do is I'll let Greg go on to a bit of that. Greg, do you want to introduce your side first, and then I'll come on to the education?
No worries. Yeah. Hi guys, my name's Greg. Danny mentioned I sort of head up our academy at Brooksby. So we're really fortunate in the sense that this year we're launching our first year at the Higher Education Academy at Brooksby. So for any of you guys that are maybe sort of FE going into your BTEC, or even if you finish, this could potentially be a pathway for you. And how it works, obviously we run a full-time football academy. So what it means is if you do come on board, you will, as I say, be part of a full-time training schedule. So we train Monday through to Friday in the morning typically. So our schedule is pretty much sort of 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every morning. And then on Wednesdays we play fixtures against other universities, clubs, academies, etc. And we also have opportunities on weekends as well. So from a football standpoint, the reason that we look to, as I say, we're running this really is to help you guys hopefully progress into a higher level of football. Okay, so it's not just the case we bring in guys who have been involved in academy football before, or a big part of it is helping you to develop so that hopefully from a football perspective you can go on and play at a higher level. Obviously some of our guys who come in, they then maybe transfer out to America and they finish off their studies out there, maybe on a master's, or even transfer out and finish their degree out there. So there's plenty of opportunities. What runs alongside that is obviously your academics. Okay, so everybody who is part of the academy also studies for a sports science degree, which is really, really important. So it's essentially using your sport and your football to obviously gain a degree at the same time. And we're really fortunate, again, and Andy will go into a little bit more detail about this, but we're really fortunate because the degree is so strong. Okay, so the degree is actually verified by the University of East Anglia. It is a sports science degree, but we always have a joke about it, but they're top 15 in the UK for sports degrees. So you're going to get pretty well looked after from a football perspective, and also academically as well. Obviously, as I said, all our coaches coach at a very high level. They're UEFA qualified. So yeah, from both sides really, you're going to be pretty well looked after, and as I say, it's an opportunity for everyone that does come in. But I'll obviously let Andy speak a little bit more around the academic side.
Great. Yeah, I'm going to go through our provision as a whole, just to give you a snapshot of the provision that we offer at the Brooksby campus of SMB Group, which will then feed into our HE provision that Greg is talking about. So it'll hopefully provide all the links. So we offer from September 22. And you'll be able to apply for all of these now. What I'm going to be discussing, you'll be able to apply for a level 1 certificate. Which the level 1 certificate will be an introduction into the sport and the uniform public services. So entry requirements for that is going to be 1 GCSE at grade 3 or above, and ideally that is going to be in English because of the theoretical nature of some of the tasks that you do, as well as the practical elements. And that is really just to give you, as it suggests, an introduction into either the sport pathway and the uniform public services pathway. So if you decide that you want to go down the uniform public services route, it will give you a good platform to do that and jump onto our level 2 program. If you decide you want to go on down the sports route, it'll also give you a good grounding in that, and then you can jump onto our level 2 program in sport as well. Moving on to the level 2 program, again, we use NCFE as our awarding body, and the entry requirements for that is 4 GCSEs at grade 3 and above. The things that you'll be studying units such as participating in sport, anatomy and physiology, introduction to health, exercise and nutrition, sports coaching and psychology, just to name a few. It's important to note that all of the work for this course is coursework based, so you'll have no exams there. It's all coursework, and it will be a mix between theory and practical. We do like to really underpin the work that you do in a classroom with practical knowledge, so hopefully you will enjoy that. Moving on from that, if you achieve 5 GCSEs at 4 and above, including your English and maths, you're able to come on to our level 3 sport or sport science programs. The difference between the two is, as it probably suggested, the sport science programs are more your scientific based subjects. So if we talk about sport science first, in terms of an entry requirement, as well as your 5 4s and above at GCSE, including English and maths, we do like you to have your science as well. There is no provision for English and maths if you decide to do this sport science course. So if you don't get your English and maths at GCSE, you won't be able to retake that with us. If you come onto the sport science in year 1, you will do things like your functional anatomy, applied sports psychology, coaching, biomechanics. And then in year 2, you'll progress that onto sport and exercise physiology, field and lab-based fitness testing, sports injury, and technology in sport, just to name a few. Like I said, if you decide that it's the sport pathway that you want to do, you can study things like anatomy and physiology, fitness training, sports psychology, practical sports performance, as well as sports coaching. You also have a focus on the sport pathway in sports development. The idea behind the 2 pathways is to really sort of create 2 distinct pathways. So, for example, if you want to go into things like sports development, if you want to go into things like sports coaching, then I would say that the sport pathway is the best route for you. If you wanted to go down the sports science based subject, so for example, students that have done this previously have gone on to do sports rehabilitation, sports injury, applied sports science, applied sports psychology, then I would suggest that you are more suited to do the sports science courses. Okay, we have accounted in all of our courses, as well as including the HE courses that I'll come on to. We've accounted for like a technology boom where technology has really found a place in sport, such as your performance analysis, even the fitness testing elements that you would do in terms of the biomechanics, in terms of GPS, that is really prevalent in sport now. So the units that we've selected really do cover off those units as well. As well as the main qualifications that you would study, you also have the opportunity to study a level 2 in sports leaders in year 1 of your qualification, and also looking at it from September 22, we're looking at putting on a Duke of Edinburgh Bronze Award as well. That is all subject to validation, so we're hoping to really get that started. In terms of progression, students that do the sport pathway, like I've said, go on to study higher education. It also gives them a really good grounding if they want to go and study the sports development side, if they want an apprenticeship in sports development. We have some students that have gone on to be community sports coaches as well. And also, if in terms of the sports science pathways, again, it gives you all the opportunities that I've just mentioned there for sport, but it gives you the opportunity to go and study the more science-based subjects at higher education as well. Now, sort of linking to what Greg has mentioned in terms of the HE, we are really lucky to have Future Elite Academy based with us. They are purely HE based, so you will see them around. If you become a college student, you will see them around the campus. And there's all the students there that will be playing football will do their degree as Greg suggested. We also have that degree program open for our mainstream Brooksby students, so you don't have to play football to be on our degree or any of our sports that we offer. You can come on to our foundation degree, which we use a 2+1 model. So we have 2 years doing a foundation degree, which is the same as what you'd be doing at any other university. But then in the 3rd year, you do your top-up year. And in your top-up year, which will give you the the full Bachelor of Science qualification. You can decide whether you want to do the strength and conditioning pathway or the performance analysis and coaching pathway that we offer as well. I know I've been talking for a long amount of time there, so can I answer a question, Becca? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. We've had one that says, is there a qualification you gain if you just do year 1 of the sports science?
Yeah, so if this is the BTEC Sports Science that you're referring to, you would sign up in your first year. You study a foundation diploma, so which is about the equivalent of 1.5 A levels. So yeah, you can do. You would go away with the foundation diploma in sports science. It's only in the second year that you top up to the extended diploma in sports science, which gives you the equivalent of 3 A levels. The entry requirements, again, I mean, I've discussed entry requirements for the FE courses, but just on our HE courses, Greg alluded to it, it is 72 UCAS points. So just to give you an example of what that may be, it's merit pass, that will give you 72 UCAS points. Brilliant,
thank you. Let's see, is this course just available for 16-year-olds?
No, so if you are over 16, you can still study. There are we would have to sort of have, depending on how old you are, there are funding implications. So you're only funded up until a certain age, which can be found on our website. So more details can be found on our website about that. But no, absolutely not. You can still study with us, even if you're over 16 or even over 18.
Brilliant. And what days will I be in college?
So this varies. So you will be in, if you are studying level 2, you will be in a minimum of 3 days a week. So which could be 4 if you have to retake your maths and English. If you are on our level 3 programs, again, it's 4 days. It's 4 days a week. The timetables are still, in terms of which day off you would have, it is subject to change at the moment, but you need to be aware that you will be in for 4 days a week. The 5th day, if you call it your day off in inverted commas, that's where we would look for you to gain work experience to really enhance your CV, and we have a designated work experience team at the college that would be able to support with that. If it's HE, you are looking at, again, a minimum of 3 days per week. If you came onto our Future Elite program, for example, your education would be built around the football side. So if you work on the basis that you will train in the mornings and then you would have your education in the early afternoons, I would look at it on that basis.
Brilliant. We've had, do you have to complete work experience?
We do encourage work experience because it's a really good CV enhancer, and it's one of those things that would be able to set you apart from the rest and everybody else that is doing the same course throughout the country. We are lucky enough to have, like we said, Future Elite based with us. We're also lucky enough to have Leicester Tigers based with us as well, and Leicester City Women's. So that does create its own work experience opportunities, which could be in the performance analysis, the strength and conditioning side, the injury side. However, we do have to consider the amount of students that are on our courses, so that wouldn't be open to everybody. But we do encourage you to find your own work experience as well. And if you can't, then like I said, we do have a designated support team that can help you with that.
Just on that as well, sorry, just to jump in, Andy. As Andy did mention, even if you're not part of the academy and you're still studying, whether it be FE or HE, and you're still part of the program, something that's really, really important is obviously the link between students and the academy students. So, for example, we do film all of our games, and there's areas where a lot of students will be helping break down film and analyse film, because obviously that's something that's very interesting for a lot of students, and probably an area that they're looking to get into, or a field they're looking to get into once they leave. Same with analysis in terms of GPS best and analysing data. similar to strength and conditioning. So there's various areas that the academy works very, very closely with the college and the students within it as well. So it's not necessarily the case you have to just be a part of the academy to get some benefits. As Andy mentioned, there's plenty of other areas where you can get involved and get a lot of on-hand experience, which is also important.
Brilliant, thank you. What else have we had? What are the facilities like?
I'm going to be biased and say absolutely brilliant. The facilities are really good. So we had our sports centre built 5 to 6 years ago now. We had a significant investment, so they are pretty much brand new. We have a full size 4G with us, where we can do a multitude of sports. Obviously, football is the main one that we would do in there. Rugby is prevalent at the college as well, with Leicester Tigers being based with us, so they get usage of that, as well as our mainstream pathways in terms of SMB students. So other facilities that we've got a full strength and conditioning gym, which you are able to access as part of your whether you're part of our partners like Future Elite, Leicester Tigers, Leicester City Women's. You can access it through those programs. You will access the gym as part of your qualification as well, for in terms of if you're doing your functional anatomy, your fitness testing type units. We also have a sports lab where you will do, again, we use our sports lab for our functional anatomy type units, our coaching units, where you would have games on the computers that we have in there, where you might watch some match analysis in there, which would link into your performance analysis units, FE and HE. And then we have a sports hall, and I won't insult all your intelligences by telling you what a sports hall is, but we have a full size sports hall where we are based, and that is predominantly used for our netball provision. So we do have netball provision at the college as well as futsal, where the football teams will go in and use it. Again, part of the qualifications that you would study, you'll be in the sports hall quite a lot to get you out of the classroom. So yeah, facilities we pride ourselves on, particularly in the sports department, because they are new. While I remember as well, if I just touch on the enrichment. So we do have a number of sports that we offer at the college. So it doesn't matter what course that you are studying, you will still be able to train and play football football, netball, rugby for one of our sports teams. Matches happen on a Wednesday, so you will be able to play one of those sports on a Wednesday, but we do put training on as part of enrichment on either a Monday or a Tuesday throughout the week. The difference is with Greg's going into HE with Future Elite, they will train in the mornings as well. But if you're on our mainstream sport pathways, then the training is built in usually around the lunch times, with a Wednesday afternoon designated to fixtures as well. If you're not involved in any of the sports teams, we do have a sports leadership academy where we have good links with the school sports partnership. So they come in and run a significant sports development program with you. And what we do there is we get primary schools, we get secondary schools in, we run events for them. We run national governing body events as well here, where you would really hone your sports leadership skills. And we also have an open gym session built into the week as well. So again, if you don't play in any of the sports teams, you've got leadership and you've got the open gym sessions that you can attend and are staffed by our sports staff as well.
Brilliant. And can you still apply for this year for our courses in sport?
Yeah, for sure. So there are still places available for this year, and we are still taking applications, should I say, for this year. But if you do decide to do that, I would recommend that you do that as soon as possible, because enrolment is coming up at the end of the month. So yeah, if you haven't applied and it's something that you want to do, please do that ASAP, and then we can make sure that all gets put through.
Brilliant. And can I still do the course if I require additional learning support?
Yeah, so whether you do FE or HE, there will be support available for you as well. Every application goes through an interview process. So if you apply for the course, then a member of staff, whether that's me or another member of our sports staff, will conduct an interview with you. At that interview, we do ask you questions about additional support and learning support, and if that is highlighted from yourselves that is a requirement, then you fill in a form with us. We send that off to our learning support team, and our learning support team process that to make sure that if you do decide to come to us at SMB Group, that we have put the right support in place for you, and you get exactly what you need to help you achieve.
Brilliant. And that's it for questions. Is there anything else you wanted to add, or Greg, maybe?
Yeah, just obviously that the opportunities that are now available at Brooksby are really, really exciting. So for anyone that is coming into the FE program, whether you are a football player or like football, is almost irrelevant. You will benefit through all the opportunities that are available. And as I said, that we are really looking to become a market leader in things like analysis, in things like strength and conditioning, and these are areas that from our sports students we're really excited to see how they develop. So yeah, plenty of opportunities for guys coming through FE to HE.
And I think touching on that as well, like exactly what Greg said, if HE side isn't a million miles away from you, so if Future Elite is something that you think you'll be interested in, and like Greg said, with the performance analysis side, the coaching side, the strength and conditioning, all that is underpinned in your FE qualification as well. So you will get a good understanding of that for when you go on to the HE, which will then accelerate that understanding and will allow you opportunities with Future Elite in terms of your work experience, and obviously help your understanding if you embark in one of our football pathways. I think it's important to note as well, just on a few closing comments, that each of our pathways does provide a direct opportunity into employment, apprenticeships and higher education. So if you come to the college and you don't quite know what to do after, you still get a really good grounding to really support that decision-making process for your next steps. We do constantly review the curriculum in sport, and we are looking at trends, we are looking at future employment opportunities, and we do modify and adapt, change our curriculum to help support that as well. So yeah, we run a great program here, and we hope to see as many of you as possible applying for sport and on the sport pathway, and obviously in Future Elite as well.
Brilliant. And how did results week go for your students?
Great. So our results week, we had an 88% high grades. So 88% of our students achieved DDM and above, which is a testament to the college, a testament to the lecturers within the sports department, and obviously a testament to the students, because they've done ever so well, certainly within the current constraints of COVID that's happened in the last 2 years. So we're really pleased all around with how well our students have done. So long may that continue.
Brilliant. And that is pretty much the end of the session. Thank you everyone for joining. If you have any further inquiries, the email addresses are in the chat box. To make an application or sign up for the campus tours later this month, you can visit our website at www.brooksbymelton.ac.uk or www.stevensoncoal.ac.uk. Take care everyone. Bye.
Thanks.